Hi friends. In today's reflection, I'm reflecting on Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812. Give you a little bit of background. Dave Malloy, who's a composer, creator, lyricist, book writer, was reading Tolstoy's War and Peace while working on a cruise ship, and he figured out that these 70 pages, these 70 pages would make a great musical, and it started off in workshops and everything, and then went to Ars Nova, then went to Casino and the Tent, and then went to Boston, and then finally made its way to Broadway. Rachel Chavkin directed, Sam Pickleton choreographed, and it is, I'm not going to say was, I refuse to say was because I know it's been recorded at this point in time, for the Lincoln Center Archives. It is by far one of the most gorgeous pieces of musical theater ever written, one of the most beautiful pieces of theater I will ever see. It's immersive, and a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean immersive? There really is no stage. There's seating all throughout the theater. They're constantly running, playing instruments, dancing, singing throughout the theater. They throw pierogies at you in the beginning, and I actually won one. Well, I shouldn't say I won one. Liz won one. But she let me keep it. And then they give you letters. They throw pages of War and Peace. You can get egg shakers. The only things you can't take are the shot glasses. And I also, and also one of my former cast members from a show I did worked there as a bartender. It's very sad that this is closing. Why it connects to me is I saw this show it was my birthday present to my family, from my family. And I also saw it again because it was closing, and I knew Lizzie would like it. It was before Big Birthday, and a lot of stuff has been going on personally, professionally in the last few months that watching this show really did something to me. I hope you enjoy the drums from Bandcamp too. I actually think Balaga would approve. And basically it's just such a work of art. And this cast, first, it was one of the most diverse casts on Broadway. Young, old, black, white, mixed race, Indian, Asian, Hispanic, everything. And this is not the time to discuss the scandal. There will never be a time to discuss that. Finally, we'll say there was a really well-written article that was finally released, but that's all I'm going to say. That pretty much told a lot of the sides. This show means a lot to me. A lot to me. It's changed my life. And I know you're all like, well, what about Jersey Boys? Don't worry. The boys are still good. But this show did something to me. It's made me think. It's made me live my life a lot differently. It's cleared my head. It's given me more dream roles now. Sonia, Maria. It's given me more ambition. It's taught me that, yes, while I still need to be a triple threat, playing an instrument is also important in this business sometimes. And even though I feel like once taught a lot of people that, this show really taught me that and hit it home. I learned that it's okay to feel like Pierre sometimes. I learned that stuff happens for a reason. I learned that we will all have our own comet, so to say, one day. For those of you that are wondering what the comet is, it is Halley's Comet in 1812. I'm really trying not to cry. I know I kind of let it out a little bit in turn, but I'm really trying not to cry. And a lot of people are like, well, did you think it was going to close after Josh left in general? And you know, there was the chance it may come January. Yes, but then what happened, and in general, this show should not be closing. I was reading on the side of the theater, one of the reviews, and it was from, I want to say it was from Ben Brantley, the New York Times, said this is the next Hamilton. This is the next Hamilton. And I started, like, crying and wanting to, like, throw a fit. But all I did was cry and just say, this is really sad. It's a mix of folk, opera, pop, rock, musical theater, Russian, you know, music. It's so beautifully done. Excuse me. It's so beautifully done, and so many of these people have been through with this show for at least 4 of the 5 versions, and workshops. I know, I always mess up your name, buddy. Hazudubi. I feel horrible for messing up your name. And Lucas have been with it since day one. Day one. This show needed to be seen by more people, in my opinion, to feel what I felt. To feel that feeling of just utter inner struggle and overcoming that inner struggle and finding some sort of peace during crazy times. I don't think I could have made a better analogy, especially now in 2017. This show changed me. It changed so many people. I'm so mad I couldn't go back this week. The log is still drumming in the background. To the cast and crew, I'm sorry you didn't last longer. Catherine Wake, who's one of the ensemble members and the roaming clarinetist, wrote that the day of the closing notice, because the ensemble sits around in the audience at the end of the show, that a total stranger in the audience reached their hand back and held it, because she always cried, you know, during the ending anyway, but she was just bawling even harder. And that just goes to show the power of the show. They know that people need to heal, and that this is one of those shows that does that. And so many more people needed to see this show. I'm kind of hoping it pulls what Now Jersey Boys is pulling, and what Avenue Q is pulled, and what Peter and the Starcatcher pulled, and that is that it comes back off Broadway. I'd actually kind of like to see it in the tent, because I heard that it was brilliant in the tent. I hope I see everybody again on Broadway soon in this cast, or doing something else. And I cannot wait to see what Dave Malloy does next, because this show, they proved their worth with this show. Again, trying not to, like, completely break down in front of you. I'm just gonna leave you with the final little bit, which is thank you. I hope this show lives on. However it does, I hope I get to be in this show one day. I hope that I see all of you, or hear some of your work soon, or see some of your work. I hope that today, the 3rd, goes phenomenal for all of you. And I know that this show has a place in many people's hearts, including mine. And I cannot thank you enough for that. So I'm just going to leave you with some pictures from my times seeing the show. Break legs today, guys. and thank you for watching.
Sleigh. Where to now? Where can I go now? Not to the club, not to pay calls. Mankind seems so pitiful, so poor, compared to that softened, grateful last glance she gave me through her tears. It was clear and cold above the dirty streets, above the black roofs, stretched the dark starry sky. This vast firmament open to my eyes, wet with tears. And there in the middle, above Prejudice and Steep Boulevard, surrounded and sprinkled on all sides by stars, shines the Great Comet of 1812, the brilliant comet of 1812. The comet said to portend untold horrors and the end of the world. But for me, the comet brings no fear. No, I gaze joyfully, and this bright star, having traced its parabola with inexpressible speed through immeasurable space, seems suddenly to have stopped, like an arrow piercing the earth. Stopped for me. It seems to me that this comet feels me, feels my softened and uplifted soul. Blossoming into a new life.